Hello guys, this is your boy Tasin Azad. On 20th June, India is going to take on the mighty England, and the records aren't that much good. And India has just won three Test series out of 18 which they have played on the English soil, and the records isn't that much good. And especially this time, India is going with a new captain with all the new members. And one fact that I want to tell is that only 8 of the 18 members that India squad announced is have that much experience of playing in an English soil. Other than that, more than half of the team didn't even play on the English soil, so it's going to be a tough challenge for them. So how they are going to cope up with it, what are the challenges and what are the positive sides of the coin, so we are going to discuss in this video. So without wasting any of your valuable time, let's start the video. So at first, talking about the thing that I just told you is the records aren't that much good, but let's talk some positive sides. One of the positive sides is that the brilliant decision by the BCCI to give the captaincy to Shubman Gill, because you know what, there are few players who are have a chance to be opted for the captaincy. One of them was Rishabh Pant. Other than Shubman Gill, there was Bumrah as well. Then there might be a chance of Ravindra Jadeja also to lead the side, but I especially think that Shubman Gill is the best choice, because if you think that who was the closest to get the captaincy other than Shubman Gill was Jasprit Bumrah, and as a bowler he might suffers from a lot of injuries, and it's good to actually give captaincy to a player who is not likely and not in that much prone to suffer from serious injuries. Not talking any bad about Bumrah, but it's uh, actually the habit of the pacers that they might get injured very soon. So, and talking about Rishabh Pant, his IPL form was a bit concerning, but it's good to see that BCCI gave him the vice captaincy role, and which would boost up his captaincy, which would boost up his confidence. Sorry, in Test. And uh, so it's good that BCCI has decided to give the captaincy and give the test future of Team India into young hands, especially the series, especially the squad that they decided. It also tells us that Indians team future is actually in the youngsters, and no Pujara, no Rahane, all pure youngster. So Ravindra Jadeja is still there after the retirement of the two big giants, especially the three pillars, I would say, of Indian cricket team: Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and then Ravichandra Ashwin. So it is actually the time for India to pass the baton and see what would they can do in Test, especially the way they have been performing in Test in those past two series. They lost their first home series after 12 years, then just lost BGT after long 10 years. So it hasn't been good for Team India in whites, but new challenge, new captaincy, new players, can Team India turn their fortunes? So, but in order to turn their fortunes, they gotta face a lot of challenges from the English batters to the bowlers, and especially the conditions, and they gotta adapt to that condition. And one of the challenges for Team India is a lot of players haven't played in England. Uh, More than half of the players of their squad haven't got that much experience to play in England, and especially a lot of our batsmen, from legendary batsmen like Kohli, Rohit, even they used to struggle at their beginning phases in England because of the seam and the swing that they got. The overcast conditions, the conditions might change at any given moment. So for batters, for Indian batters, it's actually going to be a lot difficult. It is one of the challenges that they are going to face. I would say the key challenge that they are going to face is to adapt to the condition and play according to the condition. One of the factor is that I would say when the ball's turning, should you play with soft hand or should you play with with your force, or should you go for the attack? So it's going to be a task and issue of challenge for the Indian batsman. Another thing is that the captain's form in England isn't that much good. Gill hasn't been able to do that much in the England soil. Just played 3 matches. Out of those 3 matches, scored 88 runs, and his highest run was probably 28. And so, by seeing the records, you know that how much he is unexperienced in the English soil, and he hasn't that much. I wouldn't say that he wasn't that much prepared in those 3 matches, because he failed to score runs on that pitch, on that soil. So it's going to be a uh, task or a challenge for Shubman Gill, how he is going to perform and especially lead the side. It's going to be a real challenge for Shubman Gill to concentrate on his batting as well, and also lead Team India on the field. And as a youngster, it actually increases a lot of pressure. So one of the way to cope up with that is the presence of Ravindra Jadeja and Jasprit Bumrah on the field. How they are going to help him, how they are going to assist him. Obviously, the Jasprit Bumrah is going to lead the pace attack of Team India, especially the new pace attack, I would say, with in the absence of Shami. Siraj is also available there, but it's still a new one with a lot of players like Akashdeep and Harshit Rana coming in, and they didn't even play a single match in the English soil. So it's going to be a really tough task for them. And Shubman Gill really needs the help of senior players like Ravindra Jadeja and Jasprit Bumrah to keep up the work, and actually to focus on his individual performance as well. So it's there are a lot of challenges which Team India needs to come up and face as a unit. I believe in the coaching of and the mentorship of Gautam Gambhir, a well experienced coach, and also believe in the potential of Shubman Gill, the potential that he holds, the talent that he has got. And I also believe and has a uh, it has impressed me a lot the way he captained his side in the IPL, but it's totally different from. We have to actually keep a look at it how it goes under the captainship of Shubman Gill. But one of the reason is that I think is Team India is under a lot of pressure. That's for sure. But the positive thing here is to take is whenever Team India has been under pressure, they performed well. We have seen it in the BGT when they got all out in for 36, and they eventually won the BGT with youngsters in absence of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. So I think this is going to be one of the key issues. And Team India is never such a kind of team that has been knockout under pressure. They just try to punch the pressure out and try to perform. So let's see how it goes under the captaincy of Shubman Gill and uh, Gautam Gambhir. So hoping all the best to Team India ahead of the big match. And this series I think is going to decide a lot about the future of Indian Test. So without wasting any more of your time, the video ends here. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. Thank you.